At the beginning of the movie, a man named Hamdan appears visibly terrified. He's in a messy room, constantly glancing at the door as if someone or something is after him. He grabs a piece of cloth and begins writing something on it. Suddenly, the door creaks open, and a mysterious entity stands there. As it starts moving toward him, Hamdan jumps out of the window. Outside, a masked man attacks him, but Hamdan manages to break free and rushes back into the house, locking the door behind him. The door immediately begins to rattle violently. Hamdan quickly starts chanting a spell with something in his hand. The rattling stops, only for an unseen force to pull him backward. He grabs onto a table, but is yanked back once again. Next, Raka and Nara, Hamdan's children, enter the house, and Nara notices the front door is unlocked. As she steps inside, she sees a trail of blood and quickly informs Raka. He brushes it off. Nara rushes upstairs, calling out for her dad. Nara briefly feels relieved seeing her dad seemingly asleep. She notices the room is in disarray and closes the window. She turns to find a blanket-draped figure standing on the bed. She pulls the blanket off, only to find no one underneath. Just then, Reka hears a strange noise and shouts Nara's name in alarm. She runs to him and hears a demonic voice. She finds Reka beside their father, who is bowed on his knees with blood soaking his back. Both siblings panic as Hamdan begins growling and chanting. Smoke starts rising from his face, and as he lifts his head, it appears to be melting. Suddenly, he vomits blood and his intestines spill out before he collapses. Seeing this, Raka and Nara are terrified and notice a charm in Hamdan's hand. The scene cuts to Raka performing the bathing ritual for his father's body. Hamdan's eyes snap open, startling all. A trembling elder shuts them again and urges Raka to proceed. Later, the body is placed inside the house for the night, awaiting burial. An elder informs Raka that the funeral should be held the next morning due to the heavy rain. The burial ground is flooded. Raka agrees, and everyone disperses. Raka shows Naya the charm and asks why their father had it in his final moments. Naya warns him not to talk about it, saying she trusts their father. But Raka insists it's strange he kept the charm all this time and that there's no logical explanation for his death, unless it was black magic. Naya cuts him off, saying others can say what they want, but they know him better. Later that night, Reka goes upstairs and hears the creak of Hamdan's bedroom door. He pauses, then cautiously approaches. Suddenly, the lights go out. Frightened, he enters the room and finds a flashlight in a drawer, though it doesn't work. He taps it, and just then, we see an entity appears hanging on the wall. Raka notices a photograph and hears a strange noise. Suddenly, someone grabs his face and hurls him down. Shaken, he rises and discovers another charm with a cloth inscribed, "Find Ki Mang." Meanwhile, Naya lights some candles and closes the door. As she shuts the window, she glimpses Hamdan's body sitting upright, but she feels relieved to find the body still lying in place. Suddenly, she hears a creak, looks up, and sees an entity leap down and vanish. Panicked, she runs to Reka and tells him everything. Just then, they both see the entity over Hamdan's body and watch in horror as the body vanishes. Later, Raka shows her the items he found in Hamdan's room. Naya examines the charm and discovers a hidden paper inside. She reads the cloth, "Find Ki Mang." She asks, "Who is Ki Mang?" Then examines the photo and figure out it's their father's family from Rang village. Raka insists they need to visit their father's village. Naya refuses, but Reka insists their father always kept his family history a secret. How else can they explain his missing body to the neighbors? He says they can at least claim they took him by ambulance to bury him there. They need to know the truth about their family. They are then seen traveling to Rang village. Naya recalls a joyful memory of her and Yaka celebrating their 22nd birthday with Hamdan. After a while, Hamdan is shown outside, holding a piece of paper and looking tense. Back in the present, the driver drops them off, saying the vehicle can't go further. The siblings get out, and Reka notices there's no signal. Unsure of which way to go, they move ahead. Naya steps on a dead rat and recoils in disgust, then snaps at Reka for not asking the driver for directions. Just then, Naya spots a man named Sugang in the distance and approaches him, but he runs off as soon as he sees her. Meanwhile, Yaka notices a signboard, and they decide to follow its direction. After a long walk, they come across a woman named Ayu. When Raka asks for directions to Rang village, she hesitates and asks why they're going there. He explains they're looking for Rajima's house. Ayu smiles, saying she lives in the same village and offers to take them along. Naya pauses to tie her shoelaces when she hears rustling in the bushes. She turns to look but sees nothing. As she turns back, a strange woman named Wetten suddenly appears, spits on her hand, and smears it on Naya's face and body before running off. Naya screams for Reika and pleads to leave. He refuses, and Ayu calmly assures her they're almost there, smiling as she speaks. On the way, Ayu mentions that the region is one of Java Island's major rice suppliers. Naya asks about the flowers hanging outside the houses, and Ayu tells her that people just follow old traditions without question. Raka asks if the village is always this quiet, but she remains silent. Meanwhile, Sujeng watches them from a distance as they enter the village. Eventually, they arrive at Rajima's home. Raka thanks her, and she adds that if they need anything else, her house is by the village entrance, the one with the jackfruit tree. With that, she takes her leave. Raka knocks on the door, and a woman answers. He asks for Rajima, and she says she is Rajima. He introduces himself, and Naya says they're twins and shows her a family photo. Rajima glances at it and invites them in. She offers them a drink, explaining it's Widang Seking to keep them warm. Naya notices a hair in hers, but Reika drinks his. Raka tells her they're Hamdan's children and asks if she's their grandmother. She replies, "Hamdan was my son once. Not anymore." Naya asks what she means. Rajima says he chose his own path and insists they call her by name, not grandma. Raka tells her their father's body disappeared and asks if she knows anything. She says, "It's better you don't know," but Reika presses. Rajima says in 2 days, the village harvest celebration will take place. You'll get your answers. The entire extended family will be there. Then she notices a deformity in Nara's hand. She offers them to stay in her house until the day of celebration. She asks Naya to stay in Wulan's room, Hamdan's sister, and asks Yaka to stay in Hamdan's room. Later, Raka gives Naya the charm and the cloth, saying they'll search for Kimeng tomorrow. Naya hesitates, wondering if coming here was a mistake. She says, "Dad must have had a reason for never bringing us here." Raka replies, "And we have our reasons for being here too." Naya then falls asleep and dreams of herself as a living corpse, wrapped in a shroud, terrified. Suddenly, a demonic entity appears, climbs on her, and licks her face with a long, grotesque tongue. She jolts awake, puts on her father's charm, and tries to sleep again. This time, she finds herself in a strange outdoor space. As fear creeps in, she hears Hamdan's voice calling for help. Following the voice, she enters a dark cave, stumbles and falls, surrounded by human skulls. She screams, and suddenly Reika wakes her up, asking why she's sleeping outside. Naya tells him about the cave. He brushes it off as a nightmare. But when she checks her foot and finds it scratched, she insists it felt real. Raka helps her inside. Meanwhile, Rajima prepares food for them. Raka asks why Naya is wearing their dad's charm. Just then, Rajima arrives and offers meat to Raka. He refuses, saying he doesn't eat meat. Naya takes his share. Rajima smiles and says, "Eventually, you'll enjoy the dishes here." As Naya eats, she asks Rajima if there's a cave nearby. Rajima says no. Just then, a man arrives and Rajima steps away to speak with him. Naya urges Raka to leave. He replies, after the harvest celebration, "I think Dad's secret is bigger than we thought. After eating, let's make an excuse to explore the village. Maybe we'll find answers." The scene cuts to Naya and Raka in the woods, where they spot Sugang. Naya asks if there is a cave here. Sujing replies, "Bathi Cave." When she asks where it is, he ignores her. Naya presses, and he finally warns, "Leave this place before it's too late," then walks away. As they continue, Naya insists they go deeper into the forest. Raka warns it's too risky, and an argument breaks out between them. They stand facing each other until Naya turns and finds Raka gone. Raka, too, looks around and realizes Naya has vanished. Wandering alone, Raka eventually comes across a cave. Along the path, he finds a burning torch and enters, holding it ahead. He finds a baby's head, smeared in blood, beneath a cloth as eerie chanting fills the air. Suddenly, an entity appears and lunges at him. Meanwhile, Naya reaches Ayu's home and sees her chopping meat. Peeking closer, Naya is horrified to see it's the body of a baby. Shocked, she runs and bumps into Wetten. As she escapes, coconuts start falling from above, and she falls into a pit. Crying for help, she tries to climb out, but fails. A coconut drops beside her and reveals itself to be a human head. She screams. Just then, Sujing appears and pulls her out. She tells him, Reika is missing. He says, your brother is safe. Go back to Rajima's house and leave this village at once. Naya demands to know where Reka is. Sujang replies, anyone who disappears here ends up back at Rajima's house. Wait for him there, she asks. What's going on in this village? He says, I can help you escape. She asks if he knew her father, Hamdan, Rajima's son. He nods. I'll tell you everything later. Let's go to Rajima's house and find your brother. As they walk, she wonders why he's helping her. He says, because this must end, and walks ahead. He stops at a point and says, I can't go further. I'll wait for you at the village entrance at 3 a.m. Naya knocks the door and Rajima opens the door, asking where she was. Naya lies, saying she went for a walk. Inside, she finds Reika sitting at the dining table. She scolds him for disappearing, then notices he's eating meat. Rajima joins them and says your father also loved soft bone soup. As Naya eats, Ayu enters and places raw meat into a bowl in the kitchen. Naya stares at it, realization dawning, it's human meat. Disturbed, she excuses herself and rushes to her room to vomit. Then she begins packing. She goes to wake Raka, but hears Rajima chanting. Peeking into her room, Naya sees her performing a ritual with a voodoo doll, which she hides under the bed. Naya hides as Rajima exits, then watches her enter Reika's room and lock the door. Naya peeks through the crack and is horrified. Rajima undresses herself, and Raka also removes his t-shirt. They get intimate. Naya steps back, disgusted. Elsewhere, Sugang waits at the agreed spot. Later, Rajima returns to her own room. Naya checks the time. She sneaks into Rajima's room and photographs the items hidden beneath the bed. Suddenly, she hears chickens screeching. She rushes outside and sees Reika eating a live chicken, looking demonic. Wetten appears, spits on him, and he collapses. Hearing Rajima's voice, the woman flees. Naya and Rajima bring Raka inside. Naya tells him, you were possessed. You ate a live chicken. I told you we should have left. Rajima offers him a drink and says, it's all Hamdan's fault. He practiced black magic. Because of him, our village is cursed. Every newborn must be sacrificed to keep the demon satisfied. Raka asks, is this what our father was hiding? Rajima snaps. He abandoned us and left the curse behind. But you two are different. You can lift the curse through a ritual. Naya refuses. We just want to go home. Rajima smiles coldly. If you don't perform the ritual, the demon will follow you wherever you go. Tonight, during the harvest celebration, we can end this. Naya refuses again. Rajima says, at least stay until Raka feels better. Naya then asks Raka to rest and begins quietly packing their things. As Naya finishes packing and steps out, she notices Raka is missing. She searches, only to look up and see him clinging to the ceiling in demonic form. He leaps down and begins strangling her. Just then, Rajima throws blood on him and Raka collapses. The scene cuts to them walking through the forest. Rajima leads the way, telling them the ritual will take place in Bathi Cave. As they enter, they find dozens of masked villagers gathered around. Naya asks, what's the machete for? Rajima replies, for your neck. Naya and Raka attempt to flee, but the villagers quickly block them. One man removes his mask. It's the same one who attacked their father and left the photo in Hamdan's Almira. He snarls, I've waited so long to kill these traitors. Some villagers drag Naya outside. Rajima orders, don't kill her, I still need her. Naya is locked inside a hut. She begs to be let out, but the villagers sit outside, guarding the door. Meanwhile, Raka is forced onto a chair, and Rajima begins chanting, the ritual underway. Elsewhere, Sujang manages to free Naya. The villagers find out that Naya is missing. As they hide behind a tree, he tells her, count to 100 and then run. Follow the white markings on the trees. They'll lead you to a hut. You'll be safe there. Then he runs off to distract the villagers. Naya counts to 100, then follows the markings. She reaches a small hut and knocks. Wetten pulls her inside. She says, I'm not one of them. Naya tells her that Su Zhang sent her here and asks what is happening in this village. Did my father really curse this village? Wetten says, I knew your father. I helped him escape. Everyone here worships the demon Bathi. It's been this way for generations. To please the demon and protect the village, they practice inbreeding. The deformed children are sacrificed in Bathi Cave. The rest either die in the next ritual or are forced to breed. She tells Naya that after the babies are killed, the demon devours them. Traitors who abandon Bathi's ways have their souls trapped in another realm. A perfect child, without deformity, is chosen as Bathi's successor. The cult's leader becomes the demon's medium. At that moment, we see Rajima levitate and a black smoke pours from her mouth and enters Raka. A flashback reveals Hamdan talking to Wulan. He says he doesn't want to be Bathi's successor. Wulan insists he was chosen. He says, I worry for our children. She replies, if I were healthy, I'd take them far away. Wetten tells Naya, Wulan is your biological mother and also your father's sister. She continues, one night, Hamdan begged me for help. He wanted out, for his children's sake. He knew of my powers. I survived when the villagers tried to burn me alive because I never followed Bathi's path. I gave him a charm and Ki Mang's address, my teacher, and told him that he could craft protection charms against Bathi. But the charm only lasts 21 years. Meanwhile, Rajima's ritual falters. She snarls, we need Naya's blood. They are twins. Their soul is split. One must die. The villagers drag Sugang in, revealing he helped Naya escape. Furious, Rajima orders, burn him, just like his parents. They douse him in flammable liquid and set him on fire. He screams as the flames consume him. Naya shows Wetten the charm they found in Hamdan's room. Wetten inspects it. This charm repels Bathi. This can kill the cult leader, but only if used by a child born with a deformity. Naya immediately snatches the charm and runs. In the woods, Naya encounters Raka. He urges her to run as villagers are after them. Just then, Wetten calls out, urging them toward her. But the villagers spot her hiding and demand, where are they? She spits in his face, and he slits her throat, killing her. Raka brings Naya to the cave, under Rajima's command. Naya tries to escape, but the villagers capture her. Rajima attacks her, trying to kill her. A man kicks Naya and Rajima says, I'll kill her myself. They place Naya on a table. Suddenly, she presses the charm to Rajima's forehead. Rajima's face starts melting. The villagers start screaming and start harming themselves. Naya stops Raka, and just then, Rajima tries to attack her. But Naya slashes her head with a sword. Rajima collapses, lifeless. Naya shakes Raka awake and drags him with her. Suddenly, Bathi crawls out from the darkness. In the woods, Naya and Raka stumble and fall. Naya hears rustling. Suddenly, Bathi appears in her front. She screams, and the screen cuts to black. Next morning, Naya and Raka lie unconscious outside in a shed. Naya wakes as a truck approaches. She shakes Raka awake and requests the driver to take them to the terminal. The driver asks them to climb into the back. Naya says to Raka, it's finally over. Don't ever leave me again, and the screen fades to black. In the final scene, Raka is seen in a crowded bus. Without warning, he stands and begins slashing everyone around him. He kills everyone in the bus. He chants an ancient spell, eyes white, revealing that he is the demon now. Cut to beneath a bridge, Naya's twisted, lifeless body lying there, tossed there by Raka while escaping the village, and the movie ends here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the chills, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a scare. Until next time, stay spooky.